My brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, in a short time, inshallah, I'll talk about the dua, the importance of dua in Islam. A person constantly asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something. If anyone asks constantly to anyone else beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how generous that person is, still that person get a little upset, he get angry sometime, he get fed up. But in hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam came in Tirmidhi, Jami' al-Tirmidhi, that Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Allah becomes angry with the person who does not ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, subhanallah. So if we don't ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the reason for Allah to become angry. So Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he taught us to make dua constantly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If anything we need, we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sahaba used to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever their shoe lace breaks, they used to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, dua is not only like achieving something, your goal, you're making dua to achieve some of your goals, not only for that, but we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to build a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not only for goals, itself is a worship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, itself is a worship, because in Tirmidhi, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a hadith, that ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah. Whenever a person make dua, this itself is a ibadah. So our dua does not go waste. Whenever we raise our hand to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our dua does not go waste. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts right away. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept it because it is not beneficial for us, or it may harm us. It's not good for us. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept this dua right away. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our dua and give us late, like it gets delayed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us, but it gets delayed. Sometimes it's a test for us that how long we can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tests our patience, our sabr. And Allah promised in the Quran that if we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He accepts. He said that anytime you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala any dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala respond to you. This is the ayat of the Quran from the Surah Al-Qaf, Surah Qaf. So anytime we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should turn to Allah. Anything we need, we should turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, raise our hand to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should not make dua only in the time of difficulty. Not only in the time of difficulty. In Musnad Ahmad, when hadith came, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if any person, whoever wants his dua to be accepted, in the time of difficulty, he should make dua in the time of comfortable. When he is comfortable, if he makes dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his dua in his difficulty. When we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should turn our face to the Qibla. This is the acceptance of dua. This is the easiest way to dua to be accepted. We should turn ourselves to the Qibla, facing ourselves Qibla, and then raise our hand. We should have wudu. When we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should have wudu. And we should find the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts our du'as. We should find time for that. Sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts our dua between two khutbah. In the Friday when we give the khutbah, Imam stand up and then give khutbah. Between two khutbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts du'as. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts, this is all from hadith, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts du'as from the Asr till Maghrib. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept du'as in the morning time. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our dua especially in the Friday after Asr. If we make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with hope, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond to us and accept our dua. So we should find when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our dua, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our dua, find this time and then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the easiest way to become. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always, every night, He comes down to the heaven, the first heaven, and He keeps asking to every person, if anyone need anything, ask me, I will fulfill your need. If anyone is need for forgiveness, ask me, I will forgive you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks from every night He comes, the late night, He comes and asks every person. He call every person. He call his servants to wake up and then stand up in front of Him, raise our hand in front of Him and ask Him for our dua. Sometimes a person will make dua, so much dua, and then he will go to the day of judgment. He will see so many thawab, so many reward for him. He will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I didn't make that much a'mal. Where did it came from? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, this is the result of your dua that I did not accept in dunya, in the world, but I kept it for you in the day of judgment. See, you made dua, and this is the result of your dua. So we should make dua. It is the best way to make and build our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person who constantly make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he becomes mustajabud da'awat. Mustajabud da'awat means whenever he raises his hand to Allah, he becomes so friend with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He built a very tight relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that anytime he raises his hand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts his dua. We saw so many awliya, we saw so many righteous people, those who were mustajab da'awat. Anytime they used to raise their hand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to accept their dua.